Falling for that bullshit. I had some people, black folks, arguing with me on Twitter because I was talking about that whole racial diversity class. That's a crock of bullshit. And I had some buck dancing, butter biscuity Negroes talking about, well, it's a start, and you know, it starts with education. Educate who? But who are you educating? Black folks. I really want y'all to put the biscuits down and stop thinking that you're educating white supremacists about how bad racism is. I really want y'all to stop thinking that. Black folks got this thing, well, I was going to teach them how bad racism is. I was going to teach them how morally bankrupt it is to hate somebody because of their color. If y'all don't sit y'all naive asses down, nobody knows about racism more than a damn white supremacist. You ain't teaching them nothing. They created racism. They created race. The concept of race was created by them. They created racial stereotypes. They created racial profiling. They created racial laws. They created racial discrimination. How are you going to teach the masters of white supremacy about white supremacy? They play naive as a way of deception. They're not naive to what the fuck they doing. Black people, really? They're not naive. These white supremacists out here know everything. They got all types of knowledge about everything under the sun. They can tell you how many molecules are in a damn grape, how many cells and nuclei goes into a coffee bean. But the minute race comes up, I didn't know that was racist. It's not really racist. It's just I'm conservative. They play dumb. They play dumb and y'all fall for it. They wink at each other. They're not dumb. White supremacists are not dumb by a long shot. They know exactly what they're doing. Racism ain't about knowledge. Racism, it's about domination. It's about them dominating you. They know that they're mistreating you. You think they don't know what they're doing is fucked up to you? They know it's messed up. That's the humor in it. That's the greatness of it. Because the black folks got this thing. We look at racism from our eyes, and we think they see racism, or we're going to let them see racism from their eyes. See, understand this. Look, black folks got this thing where it's like, oh, woe's me with the racism. Oh my God, this is so horrible. I wish everybody just saw our pain. Because remember, when I was down there in Miami, those radio jocks were down there talking about, well, they see what we going through now. The kids that been shot up at the school in Florida, so now they know what we go through. Black folks got this thing where we just got to show people our suffering and they're going to get it and one day they're going to wake up. No. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. The only people who are dumb are you if you believe that. That's never going to happen. They know that you're being harmed. They know that you're being disenfranchised. They know. They set it up like that. They know. They set it up. Shit. They created the laws to keep you fucked up and funneled into the ghetto. They know that. They love you suffering. That's what one thing black folks just don't get. When you do better, that's when they go on alert. That's when they have a problem. When you do better without them, now they get violent. That's what you don't understand, black folks. That's why we keep going into this circle. We don't understand our progress is a red light for them. It triggers a negative reaction from them, especially when we do it on our own terms. They don't mind an athlete or a rapper that they're giving money to that they elevated because they know they can take that shit right back. But when we do it on our own, now they go on alert. I'm an example of that. Look, when I had book deals with major publishers, which they still sell my books, they had no problem with me. They had no problem with me whatsoever. They loved me, as a matter of fact. The media loved me. I'm on everything. But when I decided to, hey, let me do something independent, Without them, because when I started doing the Hidden Color series, I went out of my way to not use any white money and none of that shit. Because I wanted to make a point that we can do things on our own. And also I knew if I got money from the dominant society, they try to dictate and control what would be said in the movies. And I wasn't going to even go that route. But now that I've made something very successful without them, and a few things successful without them, I'm the race baiter. I'm the chief race baiter. Oh, I'm the world's biggest damn race baiter. Literally, that's why I got a book coming out called Race Baiter. That's what my book is going to be called. Because if you Google my name, you Google the word race baiter, and a white supremacist told me this before. Because they were trolling me, like, Tariq, your name literally comes up when you Google race baiter. You fucking race bait nigger, all that shit. Hey, shout out to Linwood Johnson. Brother Linwood, y'all give it up to Linwood. He gave some on the Melanoid Ministries. Much respect to you, brother. But when you Google the word race baiter, I'm the first picture that comes up when you look at the images. That's how much I'm called a race baiter. I'm the first person who comes up. Then it's like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and all that. But that's what I'm naming my book. My new book that's coming out. But they go on alert when we start doing things independently. They do not like that. They don't like that at all. And we have to understand that trying to get them to see how bad we're being treated, that's not going to work. Because see, systematic white supremacy over here, our system over here globally, really. And black folks don't look at it from this perspective. We talk about how bad it is over here. It's bad in America right now because of all the racism. It's horrible and black folks got it bad. Black folks got it bad. But you don't look at the flip side of that. Because if you are a person who believes in white supremacy,
call from Lumpa.
America is a paradise. Understand, America is a paradise. This is like Fantasy Island if you believe in white supremacy. If you're a person who's classified as white and you decide to believe in mistreating people based on race, America is a paradise for you. Back in the day, there was a TV show called Fantasy Island. It was Mr. Rourke and Tattoo. This tall Latin man, Latino, whatever the fuck he's supposed to be. And you have this little midget named Tattoo. The plane! He used to yell, the plane. And this show came on. And it was about people going to this island and they could do anything they wanted to and fulfill their fantasy on this island. They could do anything on this island. Well, that island represented white supremacy. Our hell is white supremacist heaven. But this is Fantasy Island for them. If you're a white supremacist, understand, when you wake up, even though you might not have no money or whatever, you might be broke, you might be living in a trailer, but hey, I can go anywhere and I'm protected. If anybody bothers me, especially a Negro, I can just get on the phone and have him killed. If I'm having a bad day and a Negro is disturbing me, I can just get him killed. I can go smoke meth and nobody's going to mass incarcerate me and other people like me. If I'm a white supremacist, I can go do a little raping and molesting and I'll get a slap on the wrist. I can go shoot up a school and they'll give me a mental evaluation to see if I'm fit to stand trial. I mean, I can do anything as a white supremacist. I can go fuck a dog and a horse and get a slap on the wrist. This is paradise for me as a white supremacist. Why should I change that? Why do I want that to change? See, we got to look at it from that perspective. We're asking people to change some shit that works for them. We're asking white supremacists to change some shit that works for them, and that's going to work for their children. Because when you say, hey, white supremacists, I want you to stop systematic white supremacy, what you're telling white supremacists, hey, deny my children privileges based on race. That's what you're telling a white supremacist. They want their kids to get the same protections and benefits. See, a lot of folks don't look at it like that. See, the white supremacists, they act like some of them might be sympathetic towards you, like, oh God, that's so horrible, what's happening? But they ain't doing shit about it. Even the so-called sympathizers, that's a whole con game. They know how to change something if they want to change it. They give you bullshit ass sympathy. Just like when they started talking about these racial sensitivity classes, all the fake white liberals were on there on Twitter and Facebook like, oh man, this is a great step. I mean, oh, this is so great that Starbucks is taking action. So now we can just calm down now. Everything is fixed. Starbucks is going to take action. So now we can stop complaining. They're being phony because they don't want no real change either. They like little symbolic bullshit. They like pacification. They want to pacify you. But no, it's up to us to cut the bullshit out. That's why we got to get on code. That's our mission from the gods of melanin. That is our mission. For us to figure out how to get on code to stop the greatest evil in the history of recorded mankind, which is global white supremacy. Nothing has been more evil. That's Satan incarnate. Any person who believes in being a white supremacist is Satan incarnate on the planet. And black folks think that we can just buck dance our way into the good graces of those in the dominant society. And speaking of buck dancing, did y'all see all these black folks buck dancing for Barbara Bush? Barbara Bush died. The former First Lady, George W. Bush's mother, George H. Bush's wife, who looks like his grandmother. So she died at 92. And there was a white lady, she was a professor at one of these colleges. This was a white lady talking about how racist Barbara Bush was. And what's interesting, a lot of the right-wing white supremacists were attacking her because she got off code. You're not supposed to call another white person out for their racism. So a lot of the white supremacists were really getting on this white lady who's a professor. And I can't think of what school
right now, I gotta go to my daughter's department.
I cannot think of the school, but they were getting on that lady.
It's cool game.